So it's been a little while since I had a Sunday afternoon chat with you. Back in a minute. More money saving tips, and they're important. Back in a minute. Good afternoon. This is Jan from New York City. Channel name Jan from New York City saves money. And I truly love helping people keep some more of their own hard earned money. Could that be you? Happy Sunday afternoon. Have a blessed day. Hope everybody's having a really nice weekend. You know, these weekends come and go really fast, don't they? Oh, my word. There you go. Well, I hope you're enjoying your day. Now, I want to talk to you for a few minutes about an idea that I cannot take credit for. This idea was inspired by a friend, and it is true. We were just having a regular conversation, and we were talking about plan B strategies in life. So that got me thinking that maybe I should share a few thoughts, maybe thought provoking to you, and a question for you. Excuse me, please. I have my coffee here for my allergy acts up. That's my plan B. So hang on. So good. Thank you so much. All right. All joking aside, this is really important. Should something go wrong in our lives, now we always hope for the best. We try our best every day. We might think our jobs are secure. We might think our health will hold up forever and ever and ever. And all good thoughts. And I agree about maintaining a positive attitude and doing everything we can to prevent certain things. But sometimes in life, things come up that we didn't plan, of course, and that's called an unexpected life change, right? Or in some cases, literally an emergency. So here's my question. Do you have a plan B? Now, some people, for example, they have a great job. They truly love it. They've been with that company forever and ever and ever, but something happens that they did not expect, and the company goes bust and people are laid off. What would a person do? What would a person do with an unexpected layoff? Does that person have an exit strategy? Does that person, if they're looking around and see some changes going on in the company and start looking around, lining up some possible future jobs, then that person has an exit strategy should something like that come up. Now, I want to dial this like totally back. I want to make this as simple as possible, especially for those who are just beginning to save, just beginning to start a stockpile, for example, of groceries. There could be many, many changes on the horizon, whether it's now or 10 years from now. I don't know that. All I know is this, that myself personally, Jan, I always prefer to err on the side of caution. Okay. So let's talk about the stockpiling for a second of the groceries and non food items as well. Like let's say band aids or stuff of that nature. All right. So here's the thing. If you recall, every Friday, for those that listen on a regular basis, every Friday, it's my little bit of a mission to remind anyone who's interested and should be interested to perhaps save $5 or a little more, whatever you have, and put it towards your stockpile. Conversely, if you only have $4, still put it away towards your pantry food, pantry item stockpile. So we already know about that. But what about the lower income person, which many people listening might be lower income or lower income by surprise because there was a change lately and their income becomes lowered unexpectedly? But what about when you sit down, like for example, on a Sunday afternoon? I like to sit down. Usually when you guys are listening to my chats on a Sunday afternoon or viewing them, that's probably the time of the day during the week when it's the quietest. And I could just put on my favorite music, make my favorite cup of tea instead of coffee, and sit down and look at my numbers. I like to look at my numbers every week. It's important to know your numbers and see where you're going. Okay. It doesn't take a long time, just a few minutes, and I do it by choice. And there are times during the month, let's say towards the end of the month, when it's bill paying time for the future next month, that I really, really, really get item specific about the overall numbers. And that's part of plan B. To know your numbers is very, very important. But also part of plan B, let's say a person is a lower income person, for example, and they want to take away that 24 packs of bottled water, which, by the way, I'm glad to hear is becoming more and more not popular because the plastic and everything. But that's just something I heard on another video, and I do tend to believe that that video is correct. But not only that, but because of the expense, I trimmed a lot of money off of my budget by making one simple change about 8 to 10 weeks back. I stopped buying cases and cases and cases of bottled water. I used to just give them out like a door prize for anybody that just stopped by. And yes, the bird clock's going off. Hello, bird clock. Anyway, but I am so proud that that little tiny investment in a pitcher, those water filtration pitchers, you could get them for less than $30. You could just go online and just look. You can get it for less than $30. But for the lower income person that maybe right now they don't have $30, this is real life. I'm talking real life. And there are people who do not have that $30 to spare. Perhaps that person or persons can consider putting away $3 or more for the next few weeks and stashing that cash in an envelope. This is where I still love to this day. I don't care if it sounds antique. I don't care if it sounds dinosaur. It still works because I believe in the name it and the claim it system. Okay. And marking an envelope and declaring it for a certain purpose. For example, taking that envelope, writing it down, saying water filter pitcher, whatever name you want to put it, you put it on that envelope until you save for that goal. Now you can fill up another envelope, and this is going towards your pantry items because keep in mind, pantry items are not just only dedicated to food items, okay? So we're talking also about toiletries like shampoos or bathroom tissue, or at least 1 to 2 rolls of paper towel, which every household should have at least two, in my honest opinion. Doesn't mean you have to use it all the time, but it is good to know that it is there. Just saying, that's my thought and my honest opinion for that. But you can take another envelope and mark it toiletries and only put $2 a week in it. Toiletries meaning extra toiletries. Of course, you have your regular one that you get normally, but this is for just in case. Okay, the earth does not have to disintegrate for there to be a change in one's individual lifestyle, but their world changes if they have an unexpected job loss. Am I right? Or am I right? Or an unexpected personal loss of some sort, or someone passes, or whatever. Things happen that we do not expect. So, therefore, the question begs, and thank you again for my friend with the inspiration, because these points are too important to bypass. And that's why I said, I really should talk about this on my Sunday afternoon chat today. What is your exit strategy? Do you have a plan B? You don't have to tell me in the comment section below. This is more of a question for you. And maybe Sunday afternoons are your time that you sit down with your cup of tea and look over your numbers. Maybe it's not Sunday afternoon. Maybe it's Monday at 11 a.m. when the kids are in school, when you have a minute to yourself. Whatever it is, make sure, and this is vitally important for everyone, go over your numbers. I don't care what some people say that that's not important. That is so far from the truth. It is very important. Look at your numbers. Don't be afraid of your numbers and fix. And also look a little bit ahead down the road. Might there be a change? Now, some people, for example, are anticipating, for example, receiving, let's say, Medicare in a few months. And that means that a certain amount of money is going to come out of their Social Security check. That person or persons needs to adjust their budget accordingly. They may not even think of it off the top of their head, but that could create, for example, as I call a budget gap, a budget gap. And it doesn't have to be that. Look for the budget gaps, take your envelopes, get empowered, take tiny increments, label those envelopes for those teensy weensy, but yet very important goals. Now, this is not one size fits all information. Okay, so whenever I talk about keeping money or saving money, I recognize everyone's circumstances are different. Obviously, if it is applicable to you, to your circumstance, then hopefully you'll extract the best of it that you can. If it does not apply to you, I thank you for listening. And always, always, always offer your great tips and tricks. Can I tell you something? Some of the best, and I mean best of the best, cream of the crop stuff comes from who? From you guys. And I really, really mean that. So don't forget to let us know in the comments section below. But there is some reminder I'd like to ask of you. Hang on. If you found value in this video or anything on this channel, I would deeply appreciate it if you would click the like button. This helps in the algorithm to let YouTube know that this video means something to people out there and maybe show it to more people. Thank you so much for tapping the like button. I appreciate every single one of you. Hey, if you stuck around this long and didn't subscribe, you might consider that too. Have an amazing, fantastic day and take good care. Bye bye.